In our last video clip, we asked the question, how many words do I need to learn or study in my target language? The experts tell us 3,000 words. In other words, 1,000 words simply is not enough. So we answer the question, how many words do we need to study? But now we want to address the question, what words do we need to study? What words make up that 3,000 word list? Well, we're going to talk about that in a moment. We call that list the global core vocabulary. In other words, these 3,000 words are words that we need no matter what language we're studying. Whether we're studying Russian, Mongolian, Korean, Japanese, Swahili, these 3,000 words are basically the same all over the earth. Now, why is that? Well, no matter where we live, we're going to use verbs like eat, drink, walk, talk, do, say, hear, speak, listen. Those are high-frequency verbs that are high-frequency verbs in whatever language we learn. Now, what about nouns? Clothes, shoes, rice. That would be a popular verb or noun in many countries. So these global core words are essential in whatever language we study. Now, I'll give you an example of what happened to my wife and I. We enrolled in a language school in Beijing, China, paid $2,000 for this highly touted course, and we get into the class. In the very first week, they taught us the word engineer and library. Well, it was 2 years before I found a library. It was 2 years before I ran into an engineer. By the time I met the engineer, I forgot what the word for engineer was. By the time I found a library, I forgot what the word for library was. In other words, those are low-frequency words that are not in that global core vocabulary. Now, interestingly, we studied for about 2 or 3 months before we quit the school and left. One word they never taught us was bathroom. Now, generally, no matter where you live on the earth, bathroom is a survival word. It's a high-frequency word, and it's a word that you need to know. So they didn't teach us that word. My wife and I are out in the middle of Beijing, miles away from our school, and of course, what do we have to do? We've got to find a bathroom. And we've got to find it pretty urgently, but we don't know the word for bathroom. They never taught us that word. So, we're trying to maintain some dignity, and we're trying to communicate through gestures and, maintain our dignity, and it's not working very well. So what's the point? Is toilet on that word list, the global core vocabulary? Bathroom, water closet, toilet, whatever you want to use. Certainly, it's a high-frequency word. It's a word you need to know, no matter where you live. Engineer and library are low-frequency words. So the global core vocabulary, words like clothing, shoes, hair, face, etc., those high-frequency verbs we mentioned, those are the verbs and nouns we need to focus on when we first start learning a language, not these other words. Now, one of the world's leading experts in this, Paul Nation of New Zealand, basically says there's not much sense in studying these other low-frequency words until we nail the high-frequency words. So yes, global core vocabulary, that's where in our language courses, that's where we start people, and that's what we urge you to learn as a student of a foreign language, are those 3,000 high-frequency words.